so grateful to Randy Luna.
We are. He is just the best.
That's why he's called the Master Randy Luna.
And every time he plays our theme music for Spiritual Happy Hour, which is what we're doing right here, it's different. Do you notice that?
Oh, yeah. Welcome to Spiritual Happy Hour.
Sometimes we forget that there's actually people out there because
Serving
we're entertaining
only the
ourselves.
finest spirits.
We're so what?
Spiritual Happy Hour, serving only the finest spirits.
Oh, you're saying that we're the finest spirits?
Oh, yeah. It's like spirituality outside the box.
Oh.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's kind of what we do here is we take spirituality and we try to think outside the box so maybe more people can relate to it.
I've had a lot of information around boxes lately.
You have.
I have. You know, I mean, a few weeks ago, we were in a silent retreat, and I had 5 people staying at my house. In preparation for company coming to my house, I went through some boxes that I actually had stored in my guest room. I mean, you might say, why do I have boxes stored in my guest room? Well, it's kind of a long story. I know you're excited to hear it. Originally, I was living in Springfield, and my son, while Joy and I were on tour for 6 weeks, actually moved his family into my house. I was staying with my mother a great deal then because she needed some extra help. So it worked out perfectly. My son's family were at my house. I was with my mom taking care of her. And then after she passed, I moved back into my house in Springfield along with my son's family. It was supposed to be temporary, but, well, actually it was wonderful because we were all there together and it was so much fun. And then I got the message that I needed to move back down to Branson. So I did. My son's family, are you following me? My son's family actually stayed in my house in Springfield. They had already packed up a lot of my stuff and put it in the garage, and it had been in the garage for several years because I moved down here. That's not important to the story. All that to say is that I had a lot of boxes that I needed to go through before I had company come to my house. There were actually boxes that I had not been through for maybe 10 years or more that had made it packed through 2 moves, not just 1 move. Anyway, when you go through old boxes, you think, why don't I just get rid of all of that? But I didn't, because I opened one box and I found my birth certificate. And I figured that there must be some other important papers in that box. And then you get the opportunity to decide, well, is this important? Do you want to keep it? Do you want to get rid of it? It was great fun. I shredded 76 pounds of old papers, old high school syllabuses, because I'll probably never teach high school again. College syllabuses, I won't teach college again. And you think, how do I know that it was 76 pounds? Because I took it to Office Depot. It was really quite cleansing. I took loads of boxes to the DAV, Disabled American Veterans, and sometimes I found something that I had forgotten all about. But I was so thankful that I found it. I was so thankful that it was like Christmas every day when I went through one of those boxes. I found things that I thought were gone forever. A mosaic pyramid that had mirrors on it that a friend made me. And one of the most precious things that I was afraid I had lost forever is this bracelet. I know, you think, a bracelet? Are you kidding me? Well, it is so special. A dear, sweet friend made this for me in, 2012, 2013, 2014, I don't know what year it was. She had had a session with Adironda, and somewhere along the line, Adironda told her to go beyond her comfort zone and do something that she always wanted to do, but had never really allowed herself to do it, which is really good advice. So, I'm not sure how that really happened, but she did. And if she's watching this Spiritual Happy Hour, she can fill you in on the details. Anyway, what she decided to do was to take a metalworking class. And she decided to make a bracelet, this copper bracelet, for me. Now, when she gave it to me, she said that each little dent, as you look closer on this, it's got hundreds and hundreds of little dents in it. And each little dent she hammered into that bracelet, that represents each person or group of people that I or Joy and I, had an impact on, or we shared our love with them, and that had an impact on them. I mean, it was so beautiful, the story that she told. I cried when I just looked at this bracelet when I pulled it out of the box. Each tiny little groove represented a person that I had met or a group of people that we had encountered over the years. It was a beautiful thought. You know, when we think about it, we actually have an impact on everyone that we encounter, everyone that we meet. I mean, think of the people that you met today. Did you go to the gas station? Did you say hello to the person that's filling gas someplace else? Did you go to the market? Did you go to church? Who did you meet today? Did you have an impact on them? I know Carl Phenologist Fink, our videographer, and Joy's sweetheart, always has a bright smile on his face, and it seems when you meet him that it makes you feel like he is so happy to see you, no matter what may be going on in his life. That makes an impact on you. Then there's this person in my church. She has, I believe, pretty severe cerebral palsy. She's actually strapped into a wheelchair and has to have 24/7 nurses' care. And yet she works. She's also a Walmart greeter. And she's on the church board. She's in charge of the prayer team at church. I mean, I guarantee you that when she welcomes you to Walmart, it has an impact on anyone that encounters her because she has a fabulous smile. I mean, you never know how far-reaching your effects are when you meet someone and how you are actually making an impact on them. I mean, Joy and I used to do interviews with walk-ins or people that had experienced a major transformation. It was called the walk-in phenomenon. I remember this person that we interviewed one time. I think Joy and I were both in tears before the interview was over. I think she was from Korea or someplace like that. Anyway, we saw a picture of her when she was 5 or 6 years old, still in the orphanage that she was in. She didn't even have a name. She only had a number. She was filthy and looked so sad. I mean, she knew, even at 5 or 6, that she was not really an orphan, that her mother had dropped her off at the orphanage when she was a baby, and the orphanage never let her forget that no one wanted her. Then she was adopted by a United States couple, somebody from America. She came to America as a 5 or 6 year old. She was thrown into school, even though she didn't know the language. She didn't have a clue what a school was like or what to do. And then the family that adopted her, they were abusive. They beat her regularly with wire coat hangers, with hairbrushes, really with anything they could find. I mean, this poor little child. You think, how could that have happened? Well, needless to say, when she was 12 or 14 years old, she ran away. And she lived in a box behind a restaurant so she could get food. Somehow, I don't know how, but she found some help. And somehow they got her through school, this help. some kind of an agency, got her through school, even college. Now, she's a counselor in a school system, and she works specifically with troubled children. She's married with children of her own. She's a scout leader, and who knows how many other children she has impacted. I mean, that is impact. Of course, Joy and I suggested that she become a motivational speaker and start traveling to other schools. She declined and said she was quite happy staying in her own city and making a difference there. Once again, what an impact she is making. What an impact we all make. I mean, we hope to make an impact, but we don't always measure up to that. In A Course in Miracles, chapter 25, The Justice of God, section 2, The Savior from the Dark, it says, to place your hopes where no hope lies must make you hopeless. Yet this hopelessness is your choice. Because why would you seek for hope where none is ever found? And then later it says, how long is needed for you to realize the chance of change in this respect is hardly worth denying. Change that will result in a better outcome. A better outcome. That is what people are looking for. A better outcome with people that are making an impact on their lives, for they provide hope that everything is possible. When you believe that there is no hope, then you stop having the awareness of the impact that you're making on your life or others' lives. Yes, you are making an impact on your own life, right? I mean, sometimes that impact on yourself might make a huge difference if you were to just go for a walk, get out of your own comfort zone, take a metalworking class, and say hello to people that you encounter with a great smile on your face. I was talking with a friend the other day, and she said she just couldn't shake her despondency, couldn't shake her depression. You know, the world is a difficult place. It can be. She wasn't normally a depressed person, but she was having trouble shaking that off. I told her what they taught us to do when I used to sell pots and pans in people's homes. Oh, yes, I've done everything. In the sales meetings, we would say, act enthusiastic and you'll be enthusiastic. Act enthusiastic and you'll be enthusiastic. Act enthusiastic and you'll be enthusiastic. And so I said, she should try that. See if that shakes it off. Then she did. And I didn't much like it in our sales meetings, but it works, surprisingly enough, when you have a phrase that causes you to even dance just a little bit. She did. And she realized that she felt different after she said it. And it helped her shake off that old habit of depression or despondency. Try it. You might like it. I have another friend who wanted to be of service, but she didn't know quite what to do. So she made a sign that said free hugs and went to the local mall. And she went to the local mall and she got permission and everything. She went into their main atrium and put her sign up that said free hugs and then waited to hug lots of people that came by. Well, as you might imagine, the response was not really overwhelmingly positive. She was expecting that, but that isn't what happened. After a while, after people walking past her like she was crazy or ignoring her completely or looking the other way or refusing a hug even when she offered one, I'm sure she thought, I think I need a hug. Then there was this one woman that had been watching her for a while, and she came up to my friend and asked her for a hug. When my friend hugged her, the woman burst into tears and said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just moved to this area and I have no friends. And I had to put my cat to sleep today and I was so depressed. I just didn't know what to do. So I came to the mall and I saw your sign, free hugs. And I just had to laugh." Well, the two had lunch, and I think they're probably both still friends. Once again, impact on both of those women. So this month, I would really like you to ask yourself, what impact am I making on those around me? Are you a little bit cranky and focused on what is not happening? That's an impact. Are you stressed or ignoring the fact that you're actually alive and that's a gift within itself and that fun can just be moments away? When was the last time you called an old friend and caught up with them? What impact can you have on the world around you? Your field, scientifically speaking, is 26 feet across. So therefore, you have an impact on all that are in your field. Every time I wear this bracelet, I think of the impact my friend had on me. When I feel all those little dents, I know I'm having an impact on others. I choose for all that I encounter to feel somehow a little better because I encountered them. How about you? Sounds like a good idea, doesn't it? Well, let's see what the Master Randy Luna has to feel into that energy of impact when he plays his beautiful original music. Think of the impact that has. And then we'll see what Adironda and the Council of Light have to say about how we all are having that impact on others. So it is good day to you. Good day to you. Good day to you. Good day to you. Good day to each of you out there in virtual reality. We do love virtual reality. For that's the reality that we live in. If we were to live in the reality of the 17th dimension. So what impact are you having on the world around you? There's a new term for that, you know. It's called an influencer. That is that social media term of influencing others. And yet it truly is just an impact. It truly is simply how your sphere of energy is affecting the sphere of energy of another. So we want you to know and understand in your radiant beauty that your light is so brilliant at times that the world almost needs sunglasses in order to see it, to see you. And sometimes when we look at your light, it seems dimmer than other times. And we know humans are humans, and they have a whole entire gambit of emotions that Source has given them, and we do want you to use it all. But as you understand that everywhere you go, no matter what it is that you are doing, you are affecting the energy that is all around you. You are affecting the focus of that energy, no matter what it is that you're doing. We saw a phrase one time, we said, and we repeated it many times, how you do anything is how you do everything. So you can watch the vessel Marilyn, even when she's walking down the street or in a store and she sees a cup or a piece of trash or something on the floor, she will stop and pick that up and put it in the nearest trash container, even though it might be a little gooey. She still does that. Because how you do anything is how you do everything. And that makes an impact on the world. Imagine what it would be like if everyone picked up the piece of trash that they saw in front of them and put it in the disposal. You see, that has an impact. It is very simple. It is not difficult to do and doesn't cost anything. But for others to see that, it makes a difference. Now, that is not why she does it, it's for others to see. She just does it because she likes to clean up the planet. We ask you to think about what you can do, what kind of an impact you can have to clean up the extraneous energy of the people on this planet. Because you have a sphere of influence. It is 26 feet across or more. And in that sphere, you have over 200 friends or contacts that you are in regular contact with. So every day, every moment, you are influencing 200 individuals. And you might ask how I know that, how we know that. Well, somewhere along the line, the vessel Marilyn read it on Google, so you know it must be true. You see, when you have that sort of influence on 200 people, then each of those 200 people also have a sphere of 200 people. And then they have a sphere of 200 people. So you get where we're going with this, yes? You see, in that energy, your influence, your energy, your focus, your activation of your own system is making a difference, even though you may not think that it is. We say stop thinking and just feel into the frequency that you wish to experience. That's what the master Randy Luna does. He feels into the frequency of the music that desires to come through his energy. which is what activates you, which is what accelerates you with whatever intention you are choosing to receive, or we are choosing to receive. Sometimes you get to have a reminder of how you are indeed affecting other people. So if you are constantly moping around or being locked into yourself and thinking, oh, why am I here? Blah, blah. We don't like this. Why would you do that? You are a gift to all you encounter. You are a gift. You are that energy that is shifting the consciousness of this planet. You are that impactful frequency, be it good or maybe needing to be rearranged a bit. So we ask you, dearest, rearrange it. Rearrange it. What did she say? Act enthusiastic and you'll be enthusiastic? Just say that 10 times and see how you feel after that, huh? For you see, it's all energy. And when you feel that hopelessness, that is still all energy. When you feel that enthusiasm for life, that is still all just energy. So which do you choose? Which are you choosing in every moment? Now, that does not mean that you have to just jump around and be enthusiastic with absolutely every moment. But doing it more often, it can't hurt. It can be like the Master Randy Luna's music, having an impact on those that hear it. It could be like Carol Phonologist Fink's hugs, having an impact on those that feel it. It can be like our friend Anne, who put the hug sign up in the mall, and even though she didn't get a positive response, she made an impact in one life, which is equal to 200 people. And they will make an impact on that life, which that makes 400 people. And then they make an impact on that life, which is 800 people. And then they make an impact on that life, which is 1,600 people. So you see, you are an influencer, whether you choose to be or not. You are a teacher, whether you choose to be or not. You are teaching the world around you every single moment. You are connecting with the heart of the energy of the person that is next to you. In fact, right now, in this moment, let us connect heart to heart with everyone who is listening to this recording in this moment, and see how that feels. It's all just energy. Huh? Let's take a deep breath. Oh, very good. Take another deep breath. And just put your hand on your heart. And just feel that essence of life within you. And feel that vibration, that warmth, that energy that is truly love that is within you. Just give thanks for that. And then open your heart. Even open your hand. And ask your heart, your energy, to connect with the other people around the planet who are listening to this recording in this present moment. You feel your heart get a bit warm, or maybe tingle just a bit, or maybe you just feel a little bit of a presence. Breathe into that. In this very moment, there may be hundreds of people that are connecting with your heart. Breathe that smile into them as they breathe their smile back into you. And now, just think how many people were impacted because of the smiling energy coming from your heart. Feels good, eh? We feel you. We see you. We know you. We are connected with you and your heart always. So when you feel a little bit lost, like you're not quite making the difference you want, just tap on your heart and ask us for help. We will be there. Always. We honor you. And we bid you namaste. Namaste.